So there are two primary reasons to avoid propositional reading strategies in academic writing. First, propositional reading strategies often make claims about the truth or meaning of a text without answering the question of why. So in academic writing, the validity of any given reading of a text, whether that's the Bible or a journal article, is determined by the quality of the argument that the writer provides for why they read the text the way that they did. However, the true or false nature of propositional readings tends to divert attention away from the details of the text and toward the validity of the truth or proposition in question. So basically, when you read texts in this way, looking for things to say about the truth or meaning of it, you will automatically be more concerned with the validity of the claims that you're making about the text than you will be with the details of the text itself. And that's not good. So this first observation will point us to the second reason to avoid propositional reading strategies in academic writing, which is that these reading strategies often argue for a single reading or one meaning of a text without leaving any room for discussion or additional argumentation, which is the whole point of academic writing. So in other words, because propositional reading strategies divert attention away from the details of the text itself and toward the validity of the truth or propositional claim that they're making about the text, whether or not other readers agree with the reading of the text, it has nothing to do with the details in the text itself, has more to do with whether or not those readers share the pre-existing beliefs of the interpreter of the text, which is also not good. So we can see both of these weaknesses of propositional reading strategies in the example propositional reading strategy on the previous page, also here on this slide. So in this example reading, we can see how each of the claims made here are derived not from the details of the text itself, but from the interpreter's pre-existing ideas or beliefs about salvation. And salvation is actually not a theme in John 14:6-7. So for example, in this reading, you'll see the word heaven a few times, but the word heaven is not in either of those verses. So that tells us that the writer here was maybe thinking about other concepts that are outside or separate from this text. Maybe they were thinking about other books in the New Testament, or what they have been taught that John 14:6-7 means for Christian people. So as a result, whether or not other readers of this claim here, agree with this reading will have more to do with whether or not those readers share the pre-existing beliefs of the interpreter here, or maybe whether or not they were thinking about those texts or those scenarios that are outside of John 14:6-7. So as a result, as a reader of this particular reading, the one right over here on the slide, we can either accept the reading or we can reject it. But in either case, our decision to accept or reject will be based on the beliefs that we bring to the text, not on the details of the text itself.